Good God, do I have a task for me today. I wanted to make another video showing off my entire army. This will be fun because it's a lot bigger than I expected. So I'll just get started, I guess. It's probably going to be a longer video, but it's fine. So I guess we'll just start with these guys. One thing I did with my army is I color-coded. We have a guest star. One thing I did with my army is I kind of color-coded it. Originally I started with Bad Moons, but then I wanted to branch out because I got tired of painting yellow. And I kind of did, if you guys have seen what Codex Dan has done with his army, way back in the day, it was like color-coded, like his ludas were red, and he had like a theme going with it. So I wanted to do a similar thing and just have everything, because it's more fun to paint all the different armies and different color schemes. It's really cool, and I've got a scheme going. It's kind of hard to tell because not everything is painted yet. There's a lot of stuff here that's not painted, but there's a lot of stuff that is, so you could probably tell. But that's a big thing for my boys here. So this is a red blob, and the way I'm doing this is I have 4 units of 10, or actually 4 units of 11 boys, and then 2 knobs for each unit, one with a power claw and then one with a big choppa, and that's the difference. So if I want to bring them in a truck with a big chopper, a power claw, whatever one I want to pick, I can. And then if I want to run big blobs, then I'll just 30, 30, 30. And then, I mean, if I wanted to have one more, I could just mix the last 3. I mean, I would have another squad left over, but it's whatever. I usually only run 3 anyway, so I just pick 3. So these are my evil sons. They're mostly done. There's a handful that need painted, and a bunch of the knobs need painted. A lot of the knobs are converted. Some of them are made from Black Reach knobs. Others are from the boys kit. I don't know. I like to convert a lot. So this army is like probably 50% conversions because I just love doing it. I just love building. So this is, I'm gonna mix these clan names up. I always do. The Death Skulls are the blue ones, I think. I always mix them up. I know, I'm not a true Ork player. So same thing. This one's almost done. I'm missing a couple knobs from this unit. I think I am from this one too. These are my Goths. None of these are painted. They're the newest ones, so none of them are painted at all, but they're all kitted out. One thing I did is a lot of the Goths have the little shoulder pads and stuff like that, and they're more aggressive looking. I kind of wanted to give that to them and then paint them like Goths, because then they'll look different. And then they are going to be more kitted out. Like there's some of them with backpacks. Where is he? I know there's one in here. I want to make more. Oh, he's right here. I really like this, just a backpack on there. Just makes him look so much cooler. And you get a ton of those. So, you know, I feel like little extra backpacks and stuff like that, and then the helmets really help these guys shine. And then just bare bones of them, because in my opinion these are like the most common orcs you would see on the battlefield, so they wouldn't really be kitted out. Like they're poor, so they wouldn't have much. And these ones steal a lot of stuff ish. These ones, you know, they're fighters. And then these are the Bad Moons. Again, these guys would have the cooler stuff. This one needs a lot more. I need to get more units for this one. It's the least built one. It's also the one I run the least now because I don't really like running these boys, but they're in here. There's a couple in here as well. There's one right there. There's a couple. There's 3 right here, 4. I don't really like running them, but I just kind of have them to fill out the numbers because I just kind of acquired them. But that's my boys. I'll go down here real quick because even though everything is up here, I couldn't fit everything on the table. I have 20 Shooter boys, and then I have 20 Snakebite boys. And what I did with these guys is I just took the like a Feral Orc kit. I can't remember its name. I literally just gave them pistols and then swapped out some heads and stuff like that. But that's a Snakebites unit now. And then I have 5 blobs of 30 grots that I haven't even touched in terms of painting yet. That's for like a small division of my army. It's a grot army. and then just 5 extra ones, because whatever. So this is the meat and potatoes of the army. I'll start with the HQs, because that's probably one of my favorite things here. We'll start over here. I have a custom shock attack gun that I made a long time ago. I've had this guy forever. I just made him out of all sorts of random bits and bobs. I have another shock attack gun. I have the old metal one, but I haven't built it yet. It's very hard to build. This is a weird boy that came from the Feral Orcs kit. I don't know if I'll use him as much because I really like this weird boy. This is from Age of Sigmar. I love that weird boy. And then there's your bog standard weird boy. I like him too. I run him a lot because I really like him, but I also really like him. It's kind of hard. I have a lot of options here. As far as regular war bosses go, this is my first non-custom built war boss that I did. I'll get to like first war boss ever in a minute. You know, he's Bad Moons. He's holding a Space Marine, which I was pretty happy with back when I did that. I was pretty happy with his color scheme too. And this is kind of gross to me now. I don't really like this, but I gave him like, I don't know, like, I don't know what they're supposed to be. It's just some sort of cloth over his arms. This is my newest war boss. Now I usually run Goths because I like the exploding sixes in combat. So I painted him as a Goth one because I didn't have one. And he's got the attack squig. And then one thing I did was I took one of these squigs from the squig set from Fantasy, and this is an attack squig. So if I ever do want to bring him, and I want to be kind of WYSIWYG or whatever, I can. That's my attack squig. Or if I want to use my Grimskull model, this is a custom Grimskull from Space Marine that I made. If I want to bring him as a Evil Sons, there's his attack squig. So that's what I did for that. And then I got a Snickrot, Zagstruck. I don't have a base for this guy yet, but this is the one with the attack squig and the flamer. This is Gaz. I'm going to show him off. I got a really cool base on him. Got some grots hanging out on his base. I wanted to do something really cool for him, so I gave him a really pretty fancy base. It's not quite done. I want to paint it a little bit more, but he's pretty close to done. He himself, I feel like he's done. Let's see here. I got this warlock. This is one of the few models in my army that I did not paint. He actually came like this. I got him on eBay for a pretty good deal, and I liked his color scheme. And I thought this would be a snakebite war boss, so he's a snakebite war boss. All I did was add a wash to him and then change his base color. And now he's my war boss. And he's metal. The only thing that's fine cast is this weird boy. An Ambot conversion. This is a war boss in Mega Armor with a crazy gun. He's going to be a Bad Moon. I thought about making him a freebooter because of this custom boss pull I made him, but I'm not going to. He's just calling to be a Bad Moon. I don't know when I'm going to paint this guy yet, but it's a Big Mech and Custom Force Field Ambot conversion with a custom Mega Blasta. Again, Ambot. This is one I'm really happy about. This is for my Grot army. So this is going to count as a war boss. You can't really tell because he's not painted yet. If I feel like it, I'll make another video on this guy alone. I used Ambot legs, but what it is, it's a Grot that's piloting like a little mech suit, and this is going to be my war boss for my Grot army. Because there's no Grot HQ, so I kind of made one. He's still going to be an Orc in terms of rules, but I wanted him to look like a Grot and have him be have a reason for him to be stronger than the other Grots. So he's basically just a regular war boss without the attack squig. It's a Grot in a mech suit. I'm really happy with that conversion. I cannot wait to paint him. This is my first war boss I ever made, and I've started redoing him a little bit because I wasn't quite happy with him anymore. Like, I want to redo his legs because they're kind of weird. But this is a war boss in Mega Armor. Back in like 5th edition is when I made this guy. He's got a crazy boss pull. I don't know, just a weird guy. I've had him forever. I never use him anymore, but I keep him anyways. And I started I changed this arm because it was like just a tiny little arm holding this guy. This guy, I need to give him a big proper claw arm. This is a conversion I'm really happy with. It actually broke, which is sucks. I need to give him a better paint job too, to be honest. But this is a Big Mech and custom force field. Here, let me see if I can. That's not gonna go back on. He's a little flamer that fell off. This guy right here, Big Mech and custom force field. I'm gonna count him as a mega armor because he's huge. But I mean, he's got like, look at this. There's just all sorts of little bits and bobs on this guy. And then there was a flamer up here. He had like little like arms like Dr. Octagonopus, and he's got like a huge gun here. It's custom built. Got a big claw from some weird toy from what I don't even know what it was from, but this claw is like that has got to be a Ork claw. And it looks like a mech, like it looks like he'd weld something right here. I don't know. I'm really happy with him. I've always loved him. I made him a long time ago too. And he's probably my favorite. The ones I made were him, and then that shock attack gun. And I love him. He's my favorite of all of them. And then I got a regular Big Mech with KFF. Here's another conversion. This is a little bit of a newer one, but like I started this, but I finished it recently. This is made out of that, I don't even know what it is. It's like a limited edition fantasy model. And I just converted the hell out of him. He's probably going to be a freebooters, I think. I don't know what I want to paint him yet. But he's just a regular war boss. I like just the regular war boss with the combi rocket. That's the gun I usually go for because I just like having the rockets, even if they don't usually hit. I just like it. This is something I'm happy with. This is a Big Mech on a bike with a custom force field, and I kind of themed it off that Star Wars thing from episode 7. Like that motorcycle that what's her name was riding in the beginning. I really wanted to capture that, and I had an extra one of these engines. I was like, that is perfect. So I literally just took a Def Copter, I cut the front of it off, I stuck that on the front, and I stuck a KFF on the back, and that was about it. I don't know, I'm really happy with this guy. I gotta do his base still. He's on a bigger base, but I felt like he deserved it. I'm sad that he's gonna get lost in time at some point because he's in the index now. I gotta use him a couple times because I really do love that model. Like, I made him before we got the 8th edition codex, and then we got it. He wasn't done yet, but I was like, well, that's cool. I'm gonna lose him, so I finished him, and now I want to play him a little bit. I mean, I only play with my friends, really. I'm sure they're not gonna care if I use the index. This is one of the few units in my new era of orcs that I have that's completely done. This biker unit here, and I'm really happy with these guys. The bases on them, it's hard to tell on here, but they're just, I love the new basing I'm doing. The old one looked like this. This guy, he's one of my older ones, and he was on a 25, but I moved him up to 32. But I don't know, I'm really happy with this unit. I want my whole army to look like this. I'm slowly getting there. I got a lot of work to do. But we got some bikes, and we got some more bikes. Some of them are converted, some of them are regular bikes. I mean, there's just, some of them are so cool. A unit of grot tanks. There's not too much going on there. They are GW, or Forge World ones. I got them secondhand on eBay though. I'm blanking, but Storm Boys. So got some Storm Boys. I think there's like 15. My tank busters and their transports, I run these as trucks. And until the index gets dropped with rocket launchers, and then that's my rocket launcher. So I just run those as rocket launchers. And then I've got 10 painted yellow ones, 10 painted blue ones, and then squigs to go with them. I usually only bring the 2, and then I just had 2 extra ones. And then recently I picked up a unit of the metal GW ones, secondhand. I got a really, really good deal on them, and I got the attack squigs too. They're just kind of here now. I haven't even painted them yet. I based them up and that was as far as I've gotten with them. But I don't know what I'm gonna do with them yet. I know I'm never gonna run a tank hammer, but you know, whatever. I got a good deal on them. That was all that really mattered. And these squigs alone were worth way more than what I paid. I spent a lot of money because my shop got an old Ork army in, and I bought a lot of stuff, including this guy. He was in there, and the shock attack gun, and a lot of other stuff. So I just got that too. So I haven't even had really a chance to play with them yet. I got a Burnas, a metal one here from that same thing. A bunch of Ludas. Some of them are fully painted, some of them are not. That's it. The unit I'm actually working on right now is painting. Most of these weren't painted yesterday. I started painting them yesterday. There's only like 4 of them that were painted. Let's go back down here. For one thing, so I really like the grot models that we you bring with like the Pain Boys and the Big Mechs. And the ammo runs. I like little models. They're just there for aesthetic purposes. I love these grots, like these ammo runs. Here's like a custom one I did. This is like a jewel right here to me. So I'm slowly trying to do this, but I got this one. I don't even know what he's from, but I look at him like ammo run. And then this one is from the Battle Wagon. I'm like, I forget, Grot Wrecker, or not Grot Wrecker, Grot Oiler. Here's a custom Grot Oiler. These are the Grot Orderlies, I think they're called. Some more ammo runs. I didn't paint this one, he's really ugly, I just got him in the thing. I don't know what this is. I can tell these are boy hands or knob hands, but on a grot, I don't know what he's supposed to be, but he's a thing. And in a collection I just bought not that long ago, these squigs were in it. I don't know what these are. I don't know what I could use them as, really. I thought maybe I could do another attack squig with him, because he's pretty ugly and mean looking, but I don't know what I would do with him. I could maybe cut him off and stick him on another war boss. I don't know. I don't know what I would do with that stuff, but I don't know. They're terrifying looking. I don't know what these are from or anything about them, but they're squigs. They're metal. Here I have my commandos. This is a unit of the metal commandos. Again, that came from that thing. That guy. I got these 2 on eBay for a really good deal. And then these ones with the green capes I made a long time ago. Here's one with a sniper rifle. I've had these guys for a long time. And they're pretty easy to actually convert and make your own. If you just have a lot of bits lying around, you can really make them. Like this backpack right here. If you guys can get a hold of these backpacks, I don't even know what they're from. They look so good. It's not focusing. I don't know if it's going to focus. I'll probably make more videos on these guys. Yeah, okay. It doesn't want to. He doesn't like the camera. He's camera shy. They're pretty easy to convert, though. Let's see here. I've got knobs of big choppas, regular choppa slugga knobs, a bunch of knobs that are WYSIWYG, a Santa knob. He's actually got a little chain, like hook on him to hang him on the Christmas tree, and he's got a bunch of weapons to bring to the orcs. I gotta give him a new paint job because he's pretty scuffed up. I've had him for a long time too. Let's see here. A bunch of big shootas. I don't actually bring them as big shootas. I never bring big shootas in my boys knobs, boys units. I mean, I don't really see the reason to. I'd rather just bring an extra boy and have him go be cannon fodder. So if I do bring a lot of Ludas, I'll just bring them as Ludas because, I mean, they can be Ludas. Ludas don't have to be that. They weren't always that, so they don't have to be, in my opinion. So I'll just bring these as Ludas if I feel like it. I don't usually bring a lot of Ludas, though. I do like Ludas, but they just never fit my points values. I'd rather bring other things. A unit of flash kits, some spanners, one of those mechs. We got Pain Boys back here. We got two of the newer ones. One's painted. I got an old custom one with a plague mask that I made a long time ago. A metal one of the really cool ones. I've always wanted one of those. Knob with a wall banner. That's the fine cast one. Where's the other one? Here it is. This is a metal one. Now, 6 mech guns. I didn't put the grots out because you know what the grots look like. We got 2 planes here. This is a Doka jet. This one is a burn bomber. I just kicked a orc on the floor. He's fine. Some killicans. That's for my grot army coming up. A Death Tread, a Gorkanaut, or a Morkanaut. I'm blanking. If we go over here, we got some Deathcopters. These are usually, this is one of my, I love Deathcopters. They're probably one of my favorite models in the Orc range, at least these older ones. They're just so cool looking. All mine are still, none of them are broken yet, so that's cool. I really try to not break these guys because I know how easy they are to break. Back when in 5th edition, like this was one of my old Deathcopters that broke, so I just turned it into a bike. I want that to not happen anymore. These are 3 of the new buggies. I have bases for them. They're not finished yet. I wanted to paint them up and then stick them on there afterwards. That's what I'm doing with all my bikes. I need to buy more bases for these too. This is an old model I've had. I don't really use it anymore. This thing has a funny history. So it was a Space Marine Vindicator, and I do have the Vindicator part. It's magnetized, and then I can plop a different one on there. But it was a Space Marine one, then it was a Chaos one, then it was a Nurgle Chaos one, then it was an Orc one, and then I changed it again to another Orc one. I've never stripped the paint off of it, I just paint over it, so this thing has like a thick layer of paint on it. I kind of feel bad about it, but I don't usually use it anymore. I don't know. I've had that forever. That's probably the oldest model I own that I've had. Not necessarily in terms of the model's age, because obviously this guy is a lot older than that, but that's just the longest thing I've owned. 3 trucks. I want them all to look different in some way. So they all are different in some way. And there's another one back there that's got treads. I'm really happy with that truck. This one's got like a canopy on it. This one's got a tire in the front, and the engine is enclosed. And the engine from that truck ended up on Grimskull. And then this truck, I don't know, it's smaller. I've noticed that. It's just a smaller truck, but it actually has more wheels than these other two, which is weird. Custom Doka jet, custom Blitzabama. This guy's actually magnetized to his thing because this is a World War II plane that I just bitsed out like crazy, and it has a magnetized propeller on the front. I mean, I went crazy with this guy. The rockets are under here too, and they're magnetized on here. I've had this one for a long time as well. I've had him for a decent time too, but I've changed him a couple of times. This is made out of one of those Space Marine, I don't know what they're called, but the engine goes on the side, and the engine from that also goes on the side, and then it's like a little plane thing. I don't remember. I just killed it. That's all I remember. And what I did is I literally just, in order to make it into a plane, I just cut the tail off and extended it, and then it was long enough to be a plane. My original battle wagon for my original Orc army. Kind of been taking stuff from it. The gun. Actually, all the things that are painted for this looted wagon right here were for him. But I've been taking things because I don't really use that now. I usually just bring either blobs of boys or trucks or these looted wagons. So I don't really use them anymore, and even if I do, I never use the big gun. So I just donate it to this truck here. I haven't painted the bottom of this truck yet, but I'm going to eventually. I'm not going to go into too much detail on this guy. You'll see that later. at some point, for sure. That is the crown jewel of my army. Other than that, that's about everything I have for my orc army. I do have a small Tyranid army, but I mean, it's tiny. It could probably all fit on a table like this. I mean, I couldn't even fit all this on one table. I had to get 2 folding tables, and then I still didn't have enough room. I mean, that's my entire army. I'm surprised this went this fast, actually. I expected this to be a lot longer. I don't know. That's everything. If you guys know what these are from, or that weird guy, or this guy, or that guy with the wrench, there's actually more down here. Let me find them. They're in one of these units. There's a couple other grots that I don't know what they're from. Here's one. He's got a hammer and he's sitting on a... I recognize this bit down here. That's the bit from the Storm Boys, but I don't know what he is. And he's just sitting on a Space Marine head. Is that, like, I don't know if that's molded into him or if they glued it on. I can't even tell. And then there's another one. I think it's in this unit. Yeah, this one's weird. I don't know. He's like falling and grabbing a tank buster bomb. Like, I don't know what's going on with this guy. Is he supposed to be like hanging off of something? I don't know what this guy is supposed to be. I just bought a big unit of grots, and all these weird grots and these squigs were in it. I don't know. Oh, these runt herds, I forgot about them. I mean, I never use them. I just kind of have them. I have like a bunch more that I haven't even built that I don't feel like building. So I don't know what I'll do with them. There's no point in selling them because they have like no value alone. Like, I don't know. For some reason, the guy that I got the grots from magnetized only this guy. He's magnetized, but not very well. I don't know why. Like, I have so many, it doesn't matter. I don't even know what to do with them. Other than that, that's my entire orc army. I just wanted to put it out on the table and show it off, but I don't know. I want to just present my entire army. I've had a lot. Oh, I forgot this unit. I completely forgot about these guys. These guys are important. These are my Mega Knobs. I don't usually bring my Mega Knobs anymore, but what's cool about these guys is, except for this one right here, they're converted, like, heavily. I bought these second-hand. These are one of the only conversions I didn't do. I've changed them a little bit and fixed some stuff, but overall, they were not mine. I didn't do that conversion, but I really like them. They're really cool. I used to, in 5th edition, I used to bring them with my War Boss and that battle wagon. That was my go-to thing. I mean, that was basically my entire army. Actually, if you look back in the day, my entire army was that truck, that battle wagon, that plane, some of those knobs, the unit of Ludas. I actually repainted them to be red. These boys, I had like no boys. I had a couple of these boys that used to be yellow. I changed them because I wanted there to be more red ones. Some of the bikes, and my War Boss here. And that was basically and the shock attack gun. And that was not even him, he's not even that old. That was basically my entire army. And I've had this army since I was a kid, and like, I mean, I was little when I had this stuff. I mean, I'm 22 now, but, you know, I've just held on to them. I mean, I had a Chaos Army when I was really little that my dad, like, I don't know, he just kind of pondered. Like, I just kind of had it, and then I saw it works, and I was like, that's the army I want. So I actually sold everything to my LGS, and then I bought the battle wagon kit, a truck kit, a boys kit, and that was my army for the longest time. And ever since, I've just been adding over time, and recently I have actually gotten back into it. One thing I did was, for all of middle school, all of high school, is I put my army away. I had a bunch of terrain. I sold all of it. The only thing I kept was my paint and my army, or what I had at the time. I just kept it for years and years and years, and then one day my friend was like, "Hey, you play 40K, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." I mean, I have an army, and this is back in the fall. I actually just started playing around October when we got all the new buggies. He was like, "Yeah, I got an Imperial Guard army. You want to play?" I was like, "Heck yeah, I want to play." So I got back into it, and I've literally tripled the size of my army since then. I've done a lot of painting and a lot of building. I mean, most of this here, I haven't owned it for more than 6 months. Every bit of disposable income I have, I just spend it on these orcs. I'm really having some fun with these guys. I plan to get some more stuff. Like, I want to fill out these boys and make, like, I just want to be able to, like, have a box with each one. And, like, if I'm playing Goths, I'll grab my Goths, plop them on the table. If I'm playing Evil Sons, grab my Evil Sons, plop them on the table. At least for these, like, that's fine. Like, I usually run Goths, so I'd be bringing these, but then my mech guns are going to be blue when I paint them. That's fine. I usually bring the mech guns, but I don't mind mixing the colors together. I don't want to do everything color, because, I don't want to have 4 units of mech guns. That's just ridiculous. I mean, this is all pretty ridiculous right here, but that's fine. I like this mixed color scheme I have. I'm really happy with it. I mean, that's my Ork army. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And, if you want to see any individual conversions that I've done a bit better, I can attempt to do that at some point. And a video will be coming on this big boy eventually. He's still getting worked on. As is everything else here, basically, is getting worked on. Alright. See you guys.